If we don't have another EF and static video, what do we have?
Weird looking fog lights, but if it works, right?
Yeah, they came off of, I want to say like a Toyota or something.
A Toyota, but the funny thing is that it is bolted to an OEM Honda bracket. And I'm just learning now. I don't know how long I've known Leo, but I'm just learning now that this dude has an original fog bracket and the original freaking harness for the fog lights on his car. Didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
And the buttons there.
And the buttons there. So Leo, tell the people that are watching this video, what are we doing today?
Well, we're having an awesome day because it's going to be a paint day.
It's gonna be a paint day, and you guys just saw right now the bumper is not in the greatest condition, but big shout out to Tay for putting in the work on trying to scrape the wrinkled paint that was on here. Like, it reacted to something and the paint wrinkled up. So the fender was already painted, the bumper he never got to it. You know, big shout out to Tay for doing an awesome job on that fender. He got into a car accident about the same time I got into a car accident, and he's actually recovering, so he never got to the bumper. But look at this freaking fender. This is single stage Submit Viper Red, and it is freaking amazing for, you know, what you guys did that day, right? Yeah. And the clarity, cherry.
I want to say it was a day like this too. Like, it was not that windy, but it was definitely dry.
You guys had the canopy out and everything. Y'all was going full force with Nate's car and this car. And I tell you what, man, I seen this yesterday for the first time. Because if you guys don't know, Leo lived up here. You moved south to SoCal, and he actually came up here to deliver a present given to me from We Have Shit Up Brandon. Big shout out for delivering that.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon. He's the big homie down south. So if you guys in the LA area, the high desert, or anywhere in the US and you need anything all-wheel drive, he is the plug, the go-to.
He is the plug. But big shout out to Leo, because he actually made this trip up north. How many hours? 6 maybe?
Well, I cut it in half because I slept halfway through, but if I were to do it in one shot,
if you did one shot.
Yeah, one shot's a 6 hour.
So he did 6.5 hour drive just to deliver the parts to me, and we were just shooting the shit yesterday, and then we were just like, you know, I was checking out his car. Not gonna lie to you guys, I was checking out his car, and I was just like, man, you're already up here, let's do something, let's make the time worthwhile. Then I don't know, you feel like painting your bumper, so today's a fresh day, and we're gonna be painting his bumper.
Oh yeah.
So this video is recorded end of June, and I don't know when you guys are gonna see it, because honestly haven't been in the garage. I should have a video before this one kind of explaining everything that's been going on, but I'm not really doing much labor today. These guys are going to be the ones that are going to be sanding and prepping the bumper. I'm just guiding them to doing so. Got all my sandpaper boxes and everything right there, but I am going to be painting it. I'm probably going to teach Leo how to paint it a little bit too, but today we're not going to do the single stage because we don't have the paint here. The Submit Viper Red is actually in SoCal, because we didn't have intentions to do this today. We just wanted to do something today, and Leo being here today actually gets me out of my room and into the garage. So because we don't have the Submit Viper Red to paint the single stage to the bumper today, we're actually going to be doing base coat, clear coat, just based off what I have in the garage. So yesterday I went through my bin and I found Omni Rio Red. This is the red that I used to paint the Rio Red fender that's on my CRX, and his car is originally Rio Red as well. So I have probably about a quarter of this. Mixed 1:1 ratio will probably give me about half a pint, which should be more than enough to paint the bumper, because the bumper is half red and half black. So I believe it should be enough. Now, what I had Leo go and get this morning was primer in red. So this primer right here is technically it's called red, but it's not red. It looks more rusted, and this is going to give me that darker, same kind of tone undercoat, so that way if I don't have enough in the pint, at least whatever area I didn't cover will be somewhat of a shade of red, instead of like using a gray undercoat and then not having enough paint to fully cover. Then you'll see the gray bleed through the base coat. So we're going to be doing base coat Rio Red, and we're going to be doing clear coat as well. And before we do that, we're going to paint the lower half black first, the molding black, and then we'll mask it all off, and then we'll paint the top section Rio Red. So this bumper was painted with, was this Rust-Oleum or is this the Viper?
That is Rust-Oleum.
So this was Rust-Oleum, and we're trying our best to get most of the red off. And I told them that it's more important to get the top because that's what you're going to see the most. The bottom, not too much, because you know what I'm saying, when the car is lower, you're not really paid attention down there, you know what I mean? So we got the bumper mostly sanded down. We did 120 on all of the top red section, and then we went up to about 320 on the black because this is still raw. You don't want to go deep with the sandpaper because it'll leave like scratches and gouges and stuff. So we're just finalizing right now the whole entire bumper with the 320 to smooth it out, and then we'll get to masking off the red portion to do the black first before the color portion. So we got most of the surface that is going to be red taped up because we're going to be doing the black first. Now, I don't know if I explained this earlier, but we're doing the black first because the black dries a lot faster than base coat, clear coat. Because typically what I would do in this situation is paint the entire bumper, or at least the top half of it, including the molding. Let it dry thoroughly throughout the week, and then tape off the parts to be painted black to sand it down and then paint it black. But because we don't have a lot of time for Leo to be around to have this fully cure, to sand off you know, the molding and the bottom to be painted after the base coat, clear coat, we're doing the trim black first. He still needs to drive to SoCal, man. Don't break his ankles yet.
Yeah, I know. I won't play basketball.
Quick 21.
Hey, man. I know I used to play basketball, but I don't know if I still got them days in me.
Don't tell that around my brother. He's gonna try to cross you over too.
Oh. All right, man. I never made it off the bench, okay?
Hey, you're worse. Not mine.
I said I was into the sport. I didn't actually play the sport. I feel it. We just laid this one down. Okay. Yeah. We'll lay it back up when we do that molding again. Yeah. Let's take a little break. They are shooting some hoops. I'm eating my little in-between snacks. But a little cardio don't hurt nobody.
Yeah, remember, guys, at least 60 minutes of physical activity.
Yes, sir. Day. We don't have a backboard, so it kind of helps you with not relying on the backboard, right?
Young Static sponsored basketball tourney.
Shit, you guys want to get a 3v3 going? Shit, you know what I'm saying? Hit Leo's DM.
Oh!
So what had happened was I ran out of trim black, and then I used the Duplicolor trim black, and I ran out of that as well. So I ended up just going back to my flat black. So this is not like a satin black anymore, it's a flat black. You're really not going to notice the flat black once this is painted like super gloss red. So what we just did right now was we stripped all of the tape job from the bumper. We had it baking out in the sun for about 30 minutes or so, and today is hot, so this is nice and, you know what I'm saying, dried up. And right now they're gonna go grab something to eat, and I'm gonna tape off all of the black so we can get ready for primer. And we're gonna layer a couple of primer. We're gonna layer a couple layers of primer, let that dry thoroughly, and then we're gonna sand the primer down, and then we'll get to the base coat. But one step at a time, guys. Let's mask this up. So the boys are back. Had some Chick-fil-A. They got me a salad. Now I chose to get a salad because I can't eat bread. So the next best thing for me, I guess, is a salad, because you can't buy chicken by itself, and chicken tenders comes fried. But you just found out that Chick-fil-A has grilled chicken tenders. I ain't never heard of that before, but I tell you what, with the Chick-fil-A sauce on the salad, that shit was fire. And if I could show you, I ate every lick of that shit, right? I didn't leave no greens behind. That shit was good. Now I have a reason to go to Chick-fil-A. Normally I don't go there because the line's hella long, but when you guys got there,
Oh yeah, we just drove right up
In
to
and
the
out.
window. Yeah.
Right up to the window, and that's
Not even
like
in and
almost
out, it's that
unbelievable
fast.
for me, guys. But we just ate, and we're gonna get down with the primer. So we got all of the black taped off, all of the edges cut nice and smooth with a razor sharp razor blade, and we got this all masked up on the bottom right here. So he's shaking it up. I don't have any of my shop towel, so I'm using regular like kitchen towel to, you know, and use wax and grease remover to get all of our dirty fingerprints off of the surface before we use the primer on the surface. So in a minute, guys, we're gonna prime this. Oh, it's gonna be red.
Oh yeah, the top.
It is going to be red. Still a little brown, but
Would you say when you lay your coats down, you usually do it a bit heavier?
I do light first
Yeah.
to kind of get a coverage all the way across. All right, guys, so I kind of waited 30 minutes in between. Now, with the amount of paint we had a quarter of the pint. Mixed 1-to-1, we had half a pint. Half a pint on low PSI, we were able to put down 4 light coats on the bumper. Now, we did run out of paint, obviously, and I didn't get to like some of the areas like under the molding. It's kind of dark still, you can see it, but you're not going to notice it because when you're standing in front of the car, you're only going to see the top. So the top is covered, the bottom is nearly covered other than under the molding, so it's not really a big deal. And right now we're about to get going with the clear coat. We waited about 30 minutes in between to let this dry. Granted, the weather is kind of chilly right now, but 30 minutes, it's been dried, and we're about to do the clear coat. So the clear coat just left over from when I did the white CRX Performer Series PS 3250 with the hardener 3215 2.5 medium activator. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this up, get it in the gun, and bomb some clear in there. Not really bomb some clear in there, but put some layers on. Is it recording now? Yeah, guys, I didn't record the clear coat process, but we have already done 4 freaking coats on this thing. And look at this, boy. Not bad for a really cold paint job type of night, you know what I'm saying? That thing is looking fire. Oh man, baby. God damn, boy. God damn. Now the only thing is I don't know how long it's gonna take for this to dry up because of how cold it is, and I don't have my propane tank, but damn, boy, that thing is looking fire. But I do have a little bit more clear coat, and I'm debating, should I mess it up by trying to finishing the can or just leave it be?
I think we should just go for it.
Go
That
for
way
it.
we
Go
have a
for
lot
it.
more to send down now.
If we have any imperfections, because right now it's looking good, but there is some like bubbling thing going on right there. I don't know if you can see it, but I guess the more layer clear coat, the heavier we can sand this thing nice and flat, although we don't need to worry about it because it is just a bumper. But damn, that is looking like glass right there. Good lord, baby, damn. Cheese. Who painted this? Cheese. Cheese. So this quick bumper paint job took the whole day, but granted, we were hanging out, chilling, basketball session, food, homies coming by, hanging out. And we painted the bumper, the clear coat at least, in the dark, and we got the propane heater out, just trying to help it cure faster. Now we did remove all the masking when the clear coat was tacked up, so that way it's not dry to the paper, and then the paper and tape will, you know, tear the paint off when we remove it. So we removed it beforehand, and I must tell you, Leo, that shit looks fire. That shit looks hella fire. So the only thing that we have going on right now with the clear coat is we have some bubbles that appeared after laying the last clear down. You can see it, there's a bunch of them here that popped up out of nowhere, but the good thing is this is clear coat and it's a lot of layers, and by the looks of the bubble, if you sand it down, it's not going to be a different color. Underneath the bubble is still red. So after this is all cured, later down the road when Leo comes back up this way, we'll probably cut and polish it out. But for the most part, it is definitely a million times better than what it was before, right? Billion times better than before. So that's a plus. The lamps are a little crusty. Now the inside looks good, nice and smooth, no stuff caked up on the inside. So what I'm gonna have Leo do right now is I'm gonna have him sand this down with 2000 grit, and then I'm gonna polish these sucker out, so that way once these are nice and clean and cleared, it should complement the bumper really nicely. So if you look at it now, kind of dirty, we're gonna get this thing to look as clear as possible. I was gonna clear them, forgot about it, already cleaned up. Now we're gonna sand it and polish it up. So Leo did one side, I did the other, did a quick 2000 wet sand on this right here, and I did a quick stage 1 with the 3M compound on a random ass foam pad that's sitting in my cabinet for like a couple of years. And this,
same one you used on the fender too.
it is the same one on the fender. Well, it makes sense because the fender was red, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. That's the same one I used on Leo's fender when he was here months ago. But same one I just used on this lens right here, and look at the clarity on that. And that's stage 1. That's half-ass sanding, and this thing is looking $1,000,000 better than how it was before. So this should complement that. Before you install this into the lens, clean the lens out, get all the dirt out of it, and then this should pop that orange inside the lens and should pop that bumper looking fire as F, you know. So damn, look at that, ready to rock and roll once that bumper is nice and dry. You feel me? Hell yeah, brother. What's going on, you guys? It's the next day, and me, Leo, and Steven, we were chilling really late last night, and when he left my house, he went back to his mom's and then went straight back to LA literally at 1 in the morning, and went straight to work as soon as he got back to LA. So I didn't really get any final footages of the bumper. Hopefully by the end of this video, Leo can send me some photos of the bumper. He installed it when he got to Watsonville, and pretty much drove with the bumper on all the way south. The bumper was dry to the touch here, so I'm sure it'll be all right. But I think I shown a little bit of what happened to the bumper with the bubbles and stuff, and that was actually water. The compressor has a bunch of moisture in it, a bunch of water, and I noticed that when I painted the giveaway CRX, and I never got around to draining it, so all the water kind of like spit out of the gun onto the paint itself. But the beautiful part about clear coat is I layered it enough that I could sand and polish it, you know, whenever he comes back up here, which is going to be soon, because there's a Honda old school meet that's going to be happening here real soon. So he's going to be back up with the squad, and maybe we'll take care of the bumper then. But aside from that, it was just kind of a quick decision to paint his bumper. He was actually supposed to leave the night before, but I wanted to lay some paint down for Leo's bumper because the car already has like a semi-clean front end except the bumper. So I was like, while he was here, let's paint the bumper and freshen up the front end of his car, and slowly work like backwards and do the doors, the quarters, the trunk, the bumper, you know, different days. And that's what I had told him when he was up here a couple of months ago. I was like, you know, spend one day to do one side, another day do another side, and you know, another day do another piece, and eventually the car is going to be one color again. Now maybe 50 shade of red, because I don't know the real red that I painted on the bumper is going to match anything on the front end, but at least it's going to be a shinier red opposed to the multicolored it was before. But yeah, Leo made it home safe, went back to work. It got me out of the garage and we were hanging out. Obviously today I'm here back in the garage trying to get back to my grind. Still healing from the ankle situation, but we are slowly getting there. So this is a viscous coupler that I'm rebuilding for Geith. Gareth is the person that drives my car on the dyno when I tune it out here in Antioch, and I am upgrading the fluids to 60K and getting this ready for his all-wheel drive car, you know, once he get everything to, you know, finish it up. So this is a timely process. I've been on it for about 4 hours now, and we're almost done. I got about 11 plates to go, and then we'll close it back up with the new seals and everything, and then we can get this back to Gareth when I get the Flip RX car to the dyno. So I'm just knocking this out real quick, guys. Quick video as well too. If you guys enjoyed today's video a little bit, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. We're getting close with the Flip RX CRX. There's only 2 more things I need to do, and this car's gonna be back to the dyno. So if you guys want to stick around for that, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.